I think the worst feeling any human being can experience is feeling regret, thinking that they have never let themselves go where they wanted to go in life and they have wasted their life. And maybe the people around them have the same judgment about them, and that judgment only makes that inner pain worse. But why would someone waste their life, this precious life that we only get to experience once? I think nobody wants to waste their life, at least not consciously. But we come to this world and we experience what we experience. And through those experiences, we form certain habits of thinking and emotions that shape our actions. Later, those actions affirm those habits of thinking and emotions. When we start thinking certain way in life, we start kind of vibrating in certain frequency, and that frequency gets stronger over time through thinking the same or similar thoughts and feeling similar emotions and doing the same actions. That means that we keep doing the same actions and behaving the same way. We do things that we don't really want to do, or we do things that we may regret later and we don't even know why we did those things. So, and if we don't become aware of those habits of thinking and feeling, this goes on, and we will be left with a pile of regret, thinking that we miss all our opportunities. When you keep thinking the same thoughts and you keep feeling the same emotions, and then you shape the same actions, then you kind of get stuck in a vicious cycle, thinking the same or similar thoughts, feeling the same emotion or similar emotions, and doing the same things. And then you feel like you are in a rut. You keep asking yourself, why I can't do better? Why I can't go where I want to go in life? Why I keep wasting my life? Why I keep self-sabotaging? But as soon as you become aware of those patterns of thinking and feeling, you suddenly discover the so-called enemy. You find the origin of all those behaviors that you didn't like about yourself, but at the same time, you could never stop yourself behaving that way. It's just like suddenly a light bulb goes on. You realize what has been running your life. But this awareness doesn't usually happen by conscious choice, unfortunately. You let yourself suffer a bunch, and then you get desperate, and then you are looking for an answer to your struggle. And through a mentor or a friend or a certain teaching or a coach, you realize what you have been doing to yourself. And sometimes it happens in a form of like awakening time in your life. You suddenly realize that where you are in life, you don't like where you are. You ask yourself, how did I get here? For example, you find yourself in a career that you wonder how you got to that career, how you got to that job. When you think about it, you realize that you went to college for a degree that you thought was in demand. And by the time that you graduated, that degree wasn't as much in demand anymore. And that's why it doesn't pay as much. And the job itself is a complete mismatch to your personality and to your spirit. And this is what I did in my own life many years ago. And I didn't usually allow myself to go where I wanted to go in life. At the very young age, like around 5 or 6, I figured if I do what I am supposed to do, then nobody will criticize me or nobody will punish me, so I will be safe. And I thought I was very smart because I didn't really get punished or criticized that much. But then this became a pattern in my life, and I thought that if I do what I'm supposed to do, then I will be safe. And if you look at the interactions between parents and children even today, you can see the formation of this pattern. And by the way, it's a very common pattern, and that I see in people that I get to meet every day. Um, But this is an innocent thing that happens. Parents want their children to behave, and children want to feel safe, loved, and approved. And that kind of forms these patterns that we do things in life that we think we are supposed to do instead of what we truly want to do. Saying all that doesn't mean that we are stuck with those patterns. We can find ways to let go of those patterns one by one and move toward our the life that we want bit by bit, and kind of free ourselves from those patterns. And that freedom is not absolute, I think, because we may still have some commitments. So we can move toward our new life while we still can meet our commitments. Now, thinking about those patterns is really important, not to think about them as like some sort of nasty enemies. It's better to think about them as some kind of shields that protected us for some time, but we have grown out of them. So they are not serving us anymore. They are not protecting us anymore. They don't fit anymore. So we had better let them go. Think about a child that had an alcoholic father, and in order to stay safe he had to be invisible, not to be beaten up or all that. But now he's a grown-up man, and his success depends on him becoming visible and expressing himself. But does he understand that that threat is gone? And does he understand that now he's safe, and he can let go of that fear and he can express himself? And there are many ways to let go of those patterns and changing those patterns to more positive, more powerful patterns of thinking and feeling. Some of these, you can use any method that works for you. Some of these methods work directly on those patterns, like affirmations, or some methods like being present or meditations work indirectly on those patterns, but they are even more powerful, and they set you free from those patterns. Now, when you think about it, we are not really stuck. We just have to make one decision, and that decision is, do we really want to change? Or are we going to let ourselves suffer even more and the last hours of our life thinking that we should have let ourselves go? We should have set ourselves free. I think it's all I had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.